Hi guys, welcome to today's live video. This is May Dalio. I live in Honolulu, Hawaii with my husband Jamel, our 7-year-old son Jordan. And today I'm talking about what assets to invest in when cash is trash. So my blog is yesfinanciallyfree.com, and you can find out all of the information I'm going to talk about on that blog. Okay, so you can go there, click the link below this YouTube video. If you're on Instagram, go to yesfinanciallyfree.com. Okay, and today's post, which is April 9, 2021, has today's information. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about myself. Like I said, my name is May Dalio, and back in 2009, I had over $40,000 of credit card debts. Okay, and I only made like 30 something thousand a year as a banking assistant. And that was mostly from credit cards, like 9 different, I don't know, a lot of credit cards, okay, and personal lines of credit. And so I cleaned up my act, so to say. Not only did I pay off all my debt by April of 2016, but I had invested our family's money so that we were making almost $500 a month in passive income, mostly from dividend yielding stocks. And then I quit my job and I became a full-time mother. Part-time, I started coaching clients to do what I did, which is to create wealth while paying off debt. And I had improved our family's net worth by the time I quit my job by almost $500,000. Okay. And we don't make that much. I mean, we don't make $500,000 a year. All right. So it's a big improvement. So now we own 2. And back then I didn't own any property. You know, I wanted to own property. Now I have already, with my husband, purchased 3 properties in 3 years. We sold one for a profit. So we own this 2-bedroom condo in Waikiki, which is literally 2 blocks from the beach. Okay. And we own another one, which is also 2 blocks from the beach, on the other side of Waikiki, which is an AirBnB business. So I want to help anyone out there who's looking for ways to become financially free. Now that I have better money, I have more money, we have assets, you know, now it's important to me to understand what assets do you invest in when your cash is trash, okay? Now, before I begin this topic, yesfinanciallyfree.com, if you go to that blog, there's going to be a place on the right side. Or if you're on a phone, you scroll and you get to this spot where you can put in your first name, email address, and hit the big red yes button. And then you will get on my email list. My email list is the best place to be to know when I will be live, what I'll be talking about. And my email list gets the link to my blog ahead of time. Everything's there. So you get first glimpse at everything and you know when I will be live. Now, it used to be that I would auto send these little messages to Facebook and all these places. But my Facebook recently got shut down. So the best way to keep in touch with me is my email list. So my email list is not a social media platform that can shut you down for whatever reason. Okay, so definitely go there. When you get on that email list, you will also get a free gift, the Working Parents Guide to Financial Freedom, sent directly to your inbox. Use a good email. If you don't get it right away, check your spam folder. All right. You can also try a different email. Sometimes it doesn't work with the email you put in. Don't use an info email like info@ or support@ or sales@. I found out those emails get rejected. So use a personal email address that you check often to subscribe. Okay. And then check your spam just to make sure if you're in Gmail, they separate things sometimes into social and promotional, and check all of them, you know. Okay. So, and if you have any issues, just send me a message on Instagram or comment on my YouTube channel, and then I'll figure it out with you. All right, so let's do this. So I went and I looked at some information about this cash is trash. Ray Dalio is a billionaire founder of a very successful investment fund called Bridgewater Associates. One of the wealthiest men in the world. And he recommended this portfolio that I use for my son's college savings, for my own retirement savings, for Jamel's retirement savings, called the All Seasons portfolio. The interesting thing about this portfolio is that 55% of it is in US Treasury bonds, okay? 40% is long term, and 15% is intermediate term, but 55% of the money is in bonds, okay? Now, recently, for the past year or so, he's been saying cash is trash, cash is trash. Now, this is a guy who recommended the All Seasons portfolio, right? So then I was all confused. I'm like, he keeps saying cash is trash, right? Now, I had the All Seasons portfolio before the pandemic hit for my son. And when the stock market crashed, the All Seasons did fine. Why? Because it was mostly bonds, and the bonds increased in value when the whole thing crashed, because bonds are a deflationary asset. So then I'm like, okay, so is he saying not to invest in bonds anymore? And then most of the portfolios, what do you invest in if you're not investing in US Treasury bonds? So this is what basically he was saying, and I put it in my blog. There's links. I embedded the videos where he says all this stuff, and I wrote out kind of a summary. But basically, he says that, what is a bond? A bond is when someone promises you money in the future, and they pay you interest, right? Now, if you know the person who's giving you have a bond, it's a promise that they'll pay you back. And to pay you back, all they're doing is printing money, right? Because that's what's happening right now. The government is printing money and buying bonds and financial assets, right? So they're printing money to buy it, okay? So if they're just printing money to buy back your bond, how much is it really going to be worth, right? It's not like this money was created by hard work and sweat. It's just printed by the government. It's just plain money. They just print it, all right? So he said, you would be crazy to be in bonds. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'm crazy. What do you do if you're not in bonds? So then I was like, okay, so what is he saying, right? Now, he keeps talking about a new world order. There's a new world order. There's going to be something different about the world. I'm like, okay, so what is this new world order? Of course, he doesn't even know what it is, probably. But basically, part of it is new technologies. Things are just being done differently. Like, look at Uber, Turo, Bite Squad, Uber Eats, all these things where instead of a lot of technological advances on smartphones are allowing individuals to profit quicker and easier, right? Airbnb, for instance, like, we're not a big hotel chain. We had to put in an investment because a condo in Waikiki is not cheap. But, we didn't have to buy a whole hotel to create like a hotel business structure. And now we have guests coming in. And so Airbnb allowed us to do that, to become kind of our own little hotel business. So before, when you had to be part of this large corporation, right? Now, little people, us, basically, can create businesses a lot faster, easier, and operate them, with a smaller scale, But in a sense, wealth is being transferred around in a different way than it was before, right? So he said, before the pandemic, investing in these cutting edge tech advanced companies that are creating things like that, like Uber, all these companies that are out there creating these changes in technology and how we process information. These are the ones to invest in. In addition, he said, be global. So don't put all your money in the United States, okay? Because now we're printing money like mad. We might not be the global currency after a while. It might turn to someone else, like China, who owns 1 trillion of our bonds, or some other country might take over as the currency standard, and it might not be the United States anymore. So you don't want to have all your assets in US dollars. So he says, diversify by country. And to do that, you need to check and see, is the country, does they have a solid balance sheet? Are they doing business? Do they have social chaos, or is things done peacefully in that country? So there's a lot of factors, but he basically said you got to be global. You got to go over different currencies, and you got to diversify and invest in tech and stocks. He says when the economy's down, stocks actually do better. So you need to be in the market. That's basically what he said, what I could gather. Okay. Now, is he saying not to do the all seasons? He didn't say that specifically, but he did say if you're in bonds, you're crazy. So I was in a loop for that to say. So right now I'm still in all seasons. I mean, I am diversified in a lot of different things. I'm still in all seasons though. But I think you have to find something that's a deflationary asset that makes sense. Doesn't like Bitcoin, says it's too volatile, maybe later when it's less volatile. He mentioned Libra briefly, which is not even out yet, waiting for US approval, basically. And then, and then gold. He said a little bit in gold, which his all seasons already you put 7.5% in gold. So I'm already in gold. So I think that's what he means by a little bit in gold. But there you have it. What asset to invest in when cash is trash? So if you've got great ideas on that, please put in the comments below. Check out the blog to see for yourself what Ray Dalio says. Aloha, and see you next week, Friday, same time. Bye.